Welcome. Today, we are diving into a really cool idea. What if happiness isn't something you just find? Like it's based on luck or having this perfect, flawless life. What if instead it's a skill you can actually learn and get better at? Let's explore how you can do exactly that. It's a question we've all probably asked ourselves, right? You look at some people and they just seem to have this natural glow of joy. It's so easy to think, wow, they must have just gotten lucky. But is that what's really going on?
Well, it turns out the answer isn't in their circumstances at all. It's actually inside their head. It's not about what's happening to them, but how their brain is wired to respond to what happens. And the best part? That wiring can be changed.
And this is the big idea for today. We can treat happiness just like any other skill, something you can actually train. And you don't do it with these massive, life-changing overhauls. No, you do it with tiny, super simple micro habits that, over time, literally rewire the pathways in your brain. Okay, so before we jump into the how, let's take a quick peek at the why. Because honestly, understanding a little bit of the science behind all this makes these habits feel so much more powerful. So your brain is in this constant conversation with your body. It's a feedback loop. If you're slouching, for instance, your body sends a "I feel kind of helpless" signal to your brain. On top of that, your brain has this built-in negativity bias. It's an ancient survival tool that's always scanning for danger. The micro-habits we're about to cover are designed to interrupt those old patterns. And when you do that, you get a rush of feel-good stuff like dopamine and serotonin. All right, let's get to the fun part, the practical tools. Here are 7 simple, science-backed habits you can use to start building your happiness skill, like right now. First up is a habit that is so incredibly simple, it almost feels like you're cheating. It's called the 3-second smile switch. And yeah, it works pretty much exactly like it sounds. The action here could not be easier. You just smile. And here's the secret. It does not have to be a real smile. A totally fake one works just fine. Hold it for just 3 seconds. You can even try it right now while you're listening. So what's happening when you do that? It's that feedback loop we just talked about. The physical act of using your smile muscles sends a message straight to your brain that says, "Hey, I guess we're happy." And your brain goes, "Okay," and responds by releasing those awesome chemicals, dopamine and serotonin. It is a direct shortcut to a better mood.
Let's move on to tool number 2 in our kit. This one is all about hitting the brakes on stress in an instant.
This is the 10-second breath reset. Now, your breath is amazing because it's something your body does automatically, but it's also something you can control. That makes it an incredibly powerful lever for changing how you feel. When you get stressed, your breathing gets all short and shallow. To reverse that, all you need is one controlled breath. Inhale slowly for a count of 4. Hold it for just 1 second, and then exhale completely for a count of 5. That's it. That single breath can break the entire stress cycle. And here's why that works. This specific breathing pattern literally flips your body's calm switch. It activates what's called the parasympathetic nervous system, which basically tells your entire body, hey, the danger is gone, it's safe to relax now. All right, habit number 3 is designed to go head-to-head with that negativity bias we mentioned earlier. It's called the one good thing focus flip. Our brains are naturally wired to hunt for problems, but this simple habit forces it to look for the good instead. The next time you feel yourself stuck in a loop of negative thoughts, just stop and name one good thing. It does not have to be some big, profound thing. It can be as simple as, "I am breathing right now," or "Hey, my phone is working," or "The sun is out." That simple act interrupts the negative spiral and reminds your brain that not everything is a catastrophe. Okay, habit number 4 is so fascinating because it really shows how deeply connected your mind and body are. This is the posture shortcut, and it's based on a simple fact. The way you hold your body directly influences the way you feel. And this shows the difference so clearly. When you're slumped over, you're physically sending signals of helplessness and defeat to your brain, which just reinforces a bad mood. But when you stand or sit up straight, pull your shoulders back, open up your chest, you are sending signals of confidence, and that triggers a positive chemical response in your brain. So we just saw how your physical body can change your mind. Now let's look at a powerful psychological tool for dealing with those big, overwhelming feelings from the inside out. This is called the emotional naming technique. And the goal here isn't to suppress your feelings or push them down. It's about processing them so they don't end up controlling you.
It's a really simple two-step process. First, just allow yourself to feel the emotion. Then, just give it a name. Saying to yourself, I am feeling frustrated, or I am feeling overwhelmed, shifts that emotion from being something that is you to something that you are simply experiencing. That little bit of separation is huge. It gives you back a sense of control.
All right, number 6 is a fantastic little trick for when you feel that physical wave of stress starting to take over your body.
This is the 5-second perspective reset. This one tackles a weird physical symptom of stress you might not even notice is happening: tunnel vision.
It's true. When you're stressed, your field of vision literally narrows because your brain thinks there's an immediate threat it needs to focus on. So, to counteract this, all you have to do is look at something far away for about 5 seconds. Gaze out a window, look at the horizon. This physical act of widening your vision sends a powerful signal of safety to your nervous system, and it helps you calm down almost instantly.
And now, we've arrived at our final habit. This is the one that's highlighted as having the potential to create the biggest transformation of them all.
It's often overlooked because it's more of a mental shift than a physical action, but its impact is just profound. It all comes down to asking yourself one simple question.
Take a moment and just let that sink in. The idea is, when you're in a tough spot, feeling emotional, reactive, or just stuck, you pause and ask yourself this exact question.
So what's the magic here? This question forces a massive perspective shift. It yanks you out of your emotional, reactive, fight-or-flight brain, the part that just wants to lash out, and it activates your prefrontal cortex. That's the part responsible for rational thought and smart long-term decisions. It turns emotional chaos into emotional intelligence.
So there you have it, a whole new toolkit that puts you firmly in the driver's seat. You're not just a passive passenger when it comes to happiness. You are the one creating it.
So let's do a quick recap of your new happiness tools. You've got the 3-second smile and the 10-second breath. You can shift your focus with one good thing and the posture shortcut. You can gain control by naming your emotion, reset your whole system with the 5-second perspective shift, and find true clarity by asking your future self.
And really, that's the ultimate takeaway here. Happiness isn't some destination you eventually arrive at. It's a practice. It's something that's built from all the tiny intentional actions you take day after day, moment by moment.
So, I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. You now have 7 simple but really powerful tools. Which one will you decide to pick up and use to start creating your happiness today?